Do you ever wish you could study with one of the top jazz musicians in the world, but without paying a crazy amount of tuition or passing an audition at a fancy school? Now you can. And in this video, I'm sharing exclusive footage from Eric Alexander's new Better Sax course, where he reveals the exact strategies that set pro players apart. I remember thinking, if I could just take a few lessons with one of my saxophone heroes, I'd finally know exactly what to work on to become a great soloist. Well, after getting the chance to work with some of these legends, I can tell you, it's true. The advice and teaching that really moved the needle for me wasn't in any book. It came from interacting with real pros like Eric. Eric Alexander has been one of my favorite players since I first heard him years ago. His first 3 Better Sax courses are fantastic, but for this latest one, I wanted to try something new. I asked Eric the burning questions every jazz student has. How did you develop that killer tone? How did you learn to play so fast? What exactly did you practice to get so good? And he gave us the real, unfiltered answers. Then, Eric demonstrated everything in context, playing improvised solos over jazz standards. But we didn't stop there. I then asked him to walk us through each solo, measure by measure, explaining his thought process and all the musical choices he made. The result is perhaps the most valuable insights about jazz improvisation for saxophone players that I've ever seen. There's so much to discover in every video. I'm working through them myself and loving every minute. I'm about to give you a preview of some different excerpts of the course if you want access to the whole thing, plus Eric's other 3 courses and dozens more. Just click the link in the description to learn more about becoming a Better Sax member.
The concept in your mind is the thing that determines more than anything how you're going to sound, obviously. So just wailing away at long tones until your face is tired, you might develop some muscle strength, but you're not chasing after an ideal. The first thing is to be chasing after an ideal, whatever that is. If you want to sound just like John Coltrane, 1959, give it your best shot. You never will. You can do a reasonable approximation. It better if you just try to find a way to play the horn in a manner that's comfortable for you, because the automatic extra bonus byproduct of doing that is that you will find out what your sound is, because no 2 bodies are alike, no 2 embouchures are alike, no 2 setups are alike. Yeah, people often ask me about playing fast. I suppose I play fast pretty well. I practiced playing fast a lot. That's the first thing. Second thing is, by practicing tunes that are commonly done at an up tempo, I had to find out what verbiage in my music language works at that type of tempo. You know, generally speaking, it would be more stepwise motion, diatonic stepwise motion, or scalar approach, something like that, if you want to say that. I'm not going to be playing series of 4ths and 5ths at an extreme up tempo. It's not conducive to playing harmonic rhythm at that tempo. So that would be the first thing. You've got to practice fast. You've got to find out what works. That's one of 10 million things I could do. Once I've decided I'm going to address that A7 with a diminished scale sound, anything I play is fair game. I just happen to play that. If I had wanted to, I could have gone, or the diminished scale is almost like a perfect mode. Maybe the most perfect mode, in that every single note works. I want to make special note about that technique I employed right there over the G dominant 7th. When I was in college, and Jay Metcalf and I were laughing about this, by the way, I heard Coltrane play something akin to that, and I thought it was cool to play a B major triad over G7. That's how I remembered it. Subsequently, I realized that those are the notes that would constitute the 7th fifth, and third of a tritone minor. So if I have D minor G7 and I elect to play F sharp, D sharp, B, that's the 7th, 5th, and 3rd of A flat minor 7, which is the tritone 2. So followed it up with Bird's pet phrase.
This material has been giving me endless ideas and inspiration for things to practice and ways to improve my own playing. It really is the kind of information I always wanted access to as a student. Now all that's left to do is get to work practicing. But what if you're more of an intermediate player and need to really focus on the basics before diving into this more advanced content? I've got the perfect video for you to watch next right here, where I tell you exactly what you should be practicing to make your solo sound more legit right away.